For me, domestic violence awareness is important because I know someone who has lost their battle to that. A friend of my mom, who I had met several times, her name was Laura, and she worked with my mom. She was a nurse, and she was one of the nicest people you could ever meet. She was always smiling. Laura worked the front desk at the gym that I went to, and my daughter was young at the time, and she did not like going to the kids' room, so Laura would often let her sit with her and color and play while I worked out. I knew through my mom that there were things going on, and so in her specific situation, this was in 2016, and in August, she filed a restraining order against him. And he was arrested on charges of strangulation, domestic violence, and was put in jail for a brief time, but he got out. Once he was out, there was the restraining order, which he violated multiple times. He would text her, he would often wait for her to get off work, or when she was, out to eat with her friends, there were cases where he was waiting for her outside. And every single time she went to the sheriff's department, she told them what was happening, and they had a hearing. The judge at the time said there wasn't enough evidence to hold him and let him go, and just said, you need to follow the restraining order. The morning of October 7th came about, and Laura and her daughter were living on their family farm, and they had puppies. And so Laura had taken them to the vet, and I saw her there that morning. I talked to her, and she was happy as always. And she left the vet's office, and he was waiting for her when she got home. He attacked her and stabbed her multiple times, resulting in her death, and then left the scene and went and shot himself, leaving their teenage daughter alone with no parents and no immediate family in the area, and to be alone. And had the system not failed her, then she would still be alive today. So a group of people, her friends and family, went to the legislature of Indiana and asked to pass Laura's law. And Laura's law would, if it were passed, anyone who was accused of domestic violence that had a restraining order against them, if they violated it at all, they would immediately be placed under arrest and held. And had that happened in her situation, maybe she would still be here. But this law that is still in process of trying to be passed would ensure that the same thing didn't happen to someone else. So I think that's why the relationship with our More Than a Phone partners is important to me. I think it's important for all of us to support victims of domestic violence. Anyone can be a victim of abuse. Just because things look good on the outside doesn't mean that they always are. People can smile through anything, so just remember that people are going through stuff, and it's important that we're kind and that we're understanding to everyone, because we can be carrying a heavy load and you never know.